The sun was starting to plunge underneath the skyline, projecting a warm, brilliant gleam across the vacant street. Imagine you found yourself standing to the side with your thumb out in the typical hitchhiker gesture. The air was loaded up with the peaceful stir of leaves. As you looked into the distance, you considered the tales that each passing vehicle could hold. Where were they going, and the stories of their journey did they convey with them? In the distance, a car's headlights began to shine more and more as it got closer. The driver saw you and dialed back, heading over to the roadside. The window moved down, uncovering a well-disposed face ready to share a piece of the excursion. Ready for the next chapter in this impromptu adventure, you grabbed your bag and tossed it into the back seat. And a new excursion and exploration story just began. Hitchhiking is a means of transportation that is gained by asking individuals, usually strangers, for a ride in their car or other vehicle. The ride is usually free, sharing the stories. Hitchhiking is a method of transportation in which individuals, known as hitchhikers, solicit rides from strangers, typically by standing on the side of a road or highway with their thumb extended. The goal is to obtain a free ride to a desired destination. Hitchhiking is a form of informal and often spontaneous travel, and it relies on the generosity of drivers willing to pick up and transport hitchhikers. Here are some potential reasons why people might choose to hitchhike: adventure and exploration, budget travel, cultural exchange, community and connection, spontaneity and flexibility, environmental considerations. Hitchhiking is all about giving a good impression. Remember that you only have a few seconds to catch the attention of a driver when you're standing on the side of the road. You'll only have a few seconds to inspire trust, so the way you are dressed and look is critical. In everyday life, we often meet with strangers while traveling long journey. Each of them transform into fascinating characters, carrying a unique narrative within the shared spaces and shared time. Whether seated beside you on a train, aeroplane, or in the adjacent car. The interactions with strangers during a long journey add an unpredictable dimension to the adventure. Sometimes the strangers whom we've known for only a short amount of time have a bigger impact on us than those we've known forever and remembered that journey for life. A casual glance can bring a smile, a casual comment can spark a conversation, and before you know it, you're exchanging stories, opinions, and slices of life with someone you may never see again. These fleeting connections, like shooting stars in the vast night sky during travel, create a mosaic of different experiences, connecting strangers into temporary alliances and defying the monotony of the road. Shared silences, shared laughter and shared observations leave an indelible mark on the memory and turn the journey into a kaleidoscope of human connections and fleeting and beautiful encounters with the unknown. So before you start hitchhiking, take a moment to analyze your appearance and put yourself in the shoes of the driver. Try to dress as nicely as possible. Smile and above all make eye contact. When I see a car coming, I immediately try to make eye contact with the driver. I smile and do my best to look as kind and friendly as possible. See it this way: entering someone's car is like entering his or her home. The driver will prefer a clean and nice passenger over a dirty and grumpy one. While hitchhiking can offer unique experiences, it's essential to consider the potential risks and safety concerns associated with accepting rides from strangers. Safety precautions, such as traveling in pairs, informing others about travel plans, and trusting instincts, are important for those considering hitchhiking. Additionally, it's crucial to be aware of the legal and cultural aspects of hitchhiking in specific regions, as laws and social acceptance can vary. Avoid talking about religion, politics, or race. It's always better to avoid these subjects unless you feel comfortable with your driver. If your driver decides to approach these subjects, try to steer the conversation in another direction, change the subject, or ask him to drop you off. Here are some do's and don'ts of hitchhiking. Always plan ahead. Choose safe locations, be visible and approachable, trust your instincts, communicate clearly, stay positive and patient, express gratitude. Don't compromise safety. Don't get in if uncomfortable, avoid rush decisions. Avoid hitchhiking alone at night. Don't assume everyone is safe. Don't forget essentials. avoid overly remote areas. Hitchhiking may be characterized as a special type of ride-sharing. In this subsection, we will review related works about other forms of ride-sharing. It's full of surprises. You never know who you're going to meet next and where, when you're going to reach your destination, which language you're going to hear in 5 minutes. Sometimes you don't even know where you're headed at the moment. For instance, when you're hitchhiking with a driver you don't have a common language with, and you can't really catch the name of the place they mentioned. You don't know what is going to be your next meal, and where, and sometimes you don't know where you're going to sleep tonight. Every person should hitchhike at least once in their life. It's a unique experience to stand on the side of the road, test the limit of your patience and learn to keep a smile while doing so. There's nothing quite like putting your trust in a stranger with whom you're sharing stories and a few kilometers. Please try hitchhiking once to have an unforgettable experience.